Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. There I am. Welcome back to Pink and Main's channel or Facebook group, wherever you are watching from. I am so excited to be here to hang out with you. I saw Heather and Virginia already in the comments talking about how they have alarms set and they can't wait for Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm just so excited that we get this time to hang out together, that I can show you some cool things. We can craft together. It makes my heart so happy. So thank you all. I see Anita, Beverly, Susan, Carmen, everybody's here. Gang's all here. Maria, thank you ladies so much for hanging out. It just means the world to me. So I know a lot of people are really excited. Tonight is going to be night 2 of our sneak peek week. So I have the card that we made on Tuesday here. See if I can get a good, a little bit, right? It's like mirrored. My mind does not understand how that concept works. But you can see the foil, right? You get the idea. So we foiled this beautiful leafy pattern. We played with the new Thanks a Latte stamp set. And now we inked our own background on the white foilable. So tonight I have some newness for you that is going to help us to use the negative side of our foil, right? The leftover scraps, if you will, from Tuesday. We're going to turn this into a beautiful card and go through 2 more new products tonight. So I'm super excited. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. I see Donna checking in too. There we go. Okay, so like I said, we have our project from Tuesday. We have our like used up piece, right? Then you can kind of see the pattern through it. For anybody who missed it, we use this pumpkin cheer foil with the new autumn leaves foilables, which are the white cardstock that has the toner design on it. So then it takes away those leaves, right? This paper was originally white. We ink blended it, made our own cool background. But to go with that, up until now, we've had like a pack of black foilables, solid black, and we've had bright, bold colors. But this is the new kid on the block, one of them. Sorry, my daughter needs to sneak behind me. Go on, quick. Uh, so we have our fall ombre foilables. So we have the orange to like brown, a little hint of almost maroon at the top there. We have the teal to purple. We have purple to red. And we have orange to green. And this is the one that I'm planning on using tonight. You get 2 of each. Beverly, for our inking, the other night we used construction ink from Pink and Main for that center lighter area. And the darker is aged mahogany from Distress Ink, Tim Holtz Distress Inks. So we're going to use this really fun orange and green ombre because I think once the foil is applied, it'll look really cool and kind of give that really nice fall kind of feel. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in my ink and get that heated up. Put these back in my packaging. Have my ink cord right here. We're going to set it to 3. I already just showed you. Okay, so the the new stamp set, which I'm going to try to get stamped while we wait for the ink to heat up, but it's going to be ready before I'm ready. This is the Autumn Leaves new stamp and die set. I just thought, obviously, with the background we're using, this would be perfect. These are the same exact shapes that are in that foilable, but in stamp form. So if you are not sold on the mink yet, you don't love the foil, or you want something you can travel with, maybe you could, but you like this like leafy pattern that we're working with, you could get the stamp set, make your own background, put whatever you want on the front, call it a day. So we're going to stamp a couple of these, and you know those sentiments have the coordinating dies, which I love. So we're going to make like a little leafy floral spray. And then, yeah, it's going to be good with a sentiment. So we're going to stamp those with our asphalt ink. So see, Virginia, the trick is I don't know that they make white toner. I don't know if that's a thing that exists. So I don't know if she can make a white toner sheet. I don't know if that's possible. If it is, I would assume that that's in the lineup, but I really just don't even know if that's a thing. I'll have to ask her. Anastasia, are you talking about the foil? The orange, the pumpkin foil? It is beautiful. I love it. It's definitely like, I feel like a little more orange in person than it's reading on the camera, but it is beautiful. All right. I'm using scraps, very small scraps of my Copic Express It paper. And we're just going to line these up. The background really is going to be the main feature of this card. I'm really very fine with that. And then I guess like autumn greetings, that's cute. And I'm going to do the autumn greetings black ink on white so that it ties in the like the white outline that's going to be on those leaves. If you are a colored pencil artist, I know those read very differently on like craft or like the pebble cardstock. I feel like that would be beautiful to like stamp these and color them on pebble, because we're going to have a pebble base. I think that would be really cool, but I don't always love how my Copics look on like colored cardstock. So we're just going to go with the white and see what happens. That looks pretty good. Of course, my ink is already heated up, and now it's mad and hot on my stamps that I shouldn't have put up there, or packaging or whatever. I like way over squished that the second time. And you guys also saw I primed my stamps a little bit by rubbing my fingers over them, because it was the first time that I was stamping them down. The oils from your fingers will kind of naturally help to take away that little bit of film that can sometimes be on the back of our stamps, that stamp material. You don't have to worry about cutting that out yet. We'll set these to the side for a minute so they can dry, and then we will foil So I'm gonna flip my microfiber towel inside out because I just wiped off ink with it. But then I'm gonna use it to wipe down my foilable just to help get some of that excess oil from my fingers off of it and any dust. And because this has been hanging out since Tuesday, I'm also going to wipe the back of my foil in case there's any dust or debris on that. I might regret this, but I'm gonna not tape this down. I'm just gonna line it up in there and put it through my knee. We'll see what happens. How's everybody's week? How was your Thursday? Are we all collectively happy tomorrow's Friday? Also, I have to tell you, I got pumpkin spice coffee at Dunkin' today and I was underwhelmed, but I think it was my Dunkin' specifically. I think it was just yucky coffee, unfortunately. Okay, all set. We're done with you for now. I'll turn that off, unplug it. That already feels pretty cool. And look at that. Not a single wrinkle. Man, that's a nice feeling. If you guys have hung out with me before, you know that sometimes I get crazy wrinkles on my foil, but not tonight. So there you go. So now we have this beautifully foiled cardstock, right? Background panel. And then when you're not seeing the crazy foil, you see that beautiful ombre behind it, that orange to green. Man, that's so pretty. And we have very little scrap left over, right? We didn't have to feel like we were wasting our foil. Those foilable panels, those full ones are going to be a game changer for me for sure. Because the bright colors were fun, but that's just not always my vibe. This is where I'm at. Right? I need some Jeopardy music to play while we're waiting to decide if I get wrinkles in my foil. That is pretty accurate, unfortunately, usually. All right. I have my pebble cardstock here. I have that we trimmed one piece in half the other day for a card base. So I'm just going to take the other half and we're going to use that for our card base tonight. Let me get my four little scoring thing. We're going to go 4 1/4 for an A2 size card base. Tuck it in the corner, tuck the top in the corner, give that a little bit of a squish. And then you can see the reason I never fully score my card in there is like I'm already starting to get that texture. So once I have like a little bit of a score started, I'll take it out and score both sides. And that pretty much takes out any of those little bumps that started. But I've seen people like fully score their, or like press down their card on their scoring plane. I don't understand how they do that because that's always what happens to me. I do think I want to trim this down just a little bit more for how much, like this is just so foiled. I want just a little bit more of a matte at negative space. And I have this edge, this top edge here, because I didn't line it up, does come just a little bit off. of the foil. So I think we're going to trim from there. A little from that side and a little that side. And then so I'm basically taking a 1/4 inch from each side because these sheets are always already trimmed down to 5 1/4 by 4. So they're already a little smaller. Yeah, I like that. Just that little bit of extra matte. I'm assuming I'm gonna go sorry, portrait, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna leave that for now. Let's color, and then we can cut everything out and see how everything kind of lines up. So let me get you guys zoomed in. I want to play with this like green, orange, yellow thing we have going on with my fall leaves. It's really bright in your face. Hey, Christine, checking in from Massachusetts. Your sunset was pumpkin colored, Mary. That's a good sign, I think. That sounds like a good time to me. Um, I think I'm gonna go green, yellow, orange, right? Because green and orange both have yellow. Where if I put green and orange directly next to each other and then to yellow, it might get muddy. So I'm just trying to do like 1 or 2 of each color. Okay, there we go. So I have 2 greens, 2 oranges, 2 yellows. We're going to start with our green. That's my YG99. And I understand going into this that these are all different leaves, which means they're all from different trees, which means they would all change color differently. But we're going to ignore science today, and we're going to color them all in the same color family. But I'm just telling you off the bat, I know that this is incorrect. Hey, Kelly from California, checking in. So I ran my green all the way down the center for this little guy. And then I'm going to focus most of the rest of that on the bottom. That's my YG99. Then we're going to jump up 1 to YG97, thickening that center vein and then pulling some of that color up. I'm going to go into, you know what, we're going to switch that. I'm going to go Y35. And if I don't get every color on each of these, that's okay. Because like this is way smaller than that. And then I'm going to go darker and go up to 38 for these outer edges. I really like that. That's really pretty. That's funny. On camera, it almost just looks like more green, but I promise in real life, it's definitely on the warmer orangey side. For this one, we'll do still the green, but I'm going to do way less just at that center part and that base. So I want to make sure I have plenty of room for the yellow and the orange. So same colors, YG99, YG97, just pulling that color out. Y35. kind of taking my time overlapping that with the green. It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth, but I want some kind of like transition. I don't want it to just stop. And my Y38. And I'm going to go back one more time with the 35 to make sure that that's a smooth transition as well. Then we're going to jump to oranges. I also reserve the right to switch these if they're not orange enough, but we'll see. So this is YR15, which is that pumpkin yellow. And then to really pop that orange, I grabbed YR18. And I do like these, but I think we're going to have to now work backwards a little bit through our colors to make sure that all of those transitions are nice. But because we're not, these are leaves and not like people, it's still relatively easy, right? Manageable. And I think something like this is a fun thing for you to play around with if you're somebody who hasn't ever gotten crazy with your color combinations before. You're like, well, I've never tried to blend like a yellow like that from a green to all the way to an orange. Because if you're coloring in like critters and people, you probably wouldn't ever need to. But I think that these kind of leaves are a great opportunity to play around with your markers and see what works and what doesn't work. What's the worst that's going to happen? It's going to be brown and it's still going to look like a fall leaf. Like that sounds like a great scenario to me. All right. This guy, I'm going to try to get a little more color variation through each like part of the leaf. Maybe. Let's see how that turns out. Working 99 to 97. So we're going to work our way from green to yellow to orange, back to yellow, back to green. Okay. Hey, Dawn. Checking in. All right. And Danny's here. I'm going to just color in this whole end with the 15, but I'm still going to bring in my 18. We're just going to let it sit right on top. I think that'll help me get a nicer blend for that. So for the orange, I'm kind of starting at the edge. I'm making my flicks inward, where for everything else we've done so far, I'm generally going from the center, those center veins, like outward. That. I love that. It's so pretty. These are so pretty. And they're going to look really nice with that ombre. There we go. With that ombre background, I think. Yeah, Heather, did you have a celebrity join your group? You guys make me laugh. You guys make me smile, which is an actual gift, that's for sure. All right, YG 97. These guys are itty bitty. I might not get all the colors. Building up some more of that color, that golden. Starting to worry already though, if this how much this sentiment's gonna really stand out with the white. I don't know about that. Oh, Dawn said I make her smile too. That makes me happy. That's why I got into card making to begin with, to deal with some mental health stuff. I had to be very careful a few years ago about what kind of content I was consuming. And when I had run out of Bob Ross painting episodes that were free streaming, I needed something else to watch. I turned to YouTube to find something, and I found card makers. I found a Stampin' Up creator who's still working super hard, Angie from Chicken Scratch. I watch her regularly still. And I found Kelly Ledivola, now Taylor. And those two that led me to like Lawn Fawn and Pink and Mane and all these other amazing brands. And that's how I got hooked on card making. It was the community and the creators. So I'm not a scrapbooker. I'm not a paper crafter. I love making cards and I love the people who also love making cards. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that. Different places to stream some Bob Ross. All right, I'm lining up my dies to cut out my leaves. Sometimes I forget that I haven't shared that story as much as I think I have. I think it's very important. Not that anybody has to talk about things they're not comfortable with, but I think when we can, it's important to kind of normalize that we all go through some struggles and some health things and some mental health things, and that that's a part of life, and that if you're comfortable with it, it's okay to talk about it. And you're definitely not alone. I've heard back from so many people in this community who also use um, this hobby and this art form as a way to focus and kind of tune out their anxiety or to connect with people. And lockdown was hard for everybody. So I think that's something that's so cool about this kind of community is we're all so open to having friends online, and it doesn't matter if you don't see them every day. Basically what I'm just saying is I love you guys. I'm gonna cut these die cuts over here off screen. And we're gonna see if I need to add some ink or something to this sentiment. I just don't know. It's all gonna depend on what these leaves look like with that white background. I just remembered originally I was thinking kind of like a little floral spray that leaves. Just kind of like strategically, oh, sorry, doing that like right under where the little box is, I think. Right, something kind of like that on that really pretty background. I kind of don't mind the white. I don't know. Maybe if we just colored it with a Copic marker. Maybe I'll do that. If it's the wrong move, oh well. It's scrap paper. Danny said it makes her happier since she's turned into a house goblin. At least she has her online friends. Oh, I think we can all relate to that. Well, at least we know for sure my ink dried, because going in with this marker, I'm still trying to tap more than swipe, just in case, but my black ink does not appear to be smearing. You guys know I like to let my ink dry a little bit. Go. Yeah, I still like that. I think that's good. Just making sure I got all the edges. You don't need like a little white bit popping out. I'm going to leave the edges on the leaves white because I don't really mind that. And I think the trick is that we're going to pop up that sentiment a little bit, and that'll help kind of bring, and maybe, yeah, it'll be fine. All right, let's pop this whole panel up with some foam. That's just because your son is a teenager, Heather, and he is too cool. I think we all go through that phase. One day he'll understand. And even if he doesn't understand for himself, he'll understand it for you. Debbie said, how do I find a list of the new products? So the 3 new items that I'm using tonight are listed in the description of wherever you're watching now, Debbie. So in the description on Facebook with like the title and everything, if you scroll down, the full list should be there. Or for anybody else who's watching on YouTube, just scroll down into the description box like normal. Everything is there. As far as a full list of everything that is new that's coming out, there is not one place for everything. Your best bet, I think, would be to probably check out the Pink and Main blog, because all of the design team members have been putting up new sneak peeks. So that's 2 a day all week. So if you'd like to see as many new things as possible in one spot with their names, that's probably your best bet. That is how Pink and Main does their sneak peeks. We don't really do like the intro video and stuff comes out with the release, not ahead of time. I know some companies do it the other way around. So All right, let's see if I can. I think this one was the most bottom. I have my Easy Squeeze glue here. We're going to glue these guys down directly. I still want it like a little to the side and a little up, I think. I'm going to hold my sentiment kind of in place. Pretty sure that those two are kind of like touching. I can also see where I missed some spots. That's my marker. Now that I held it up in the air. So that'll kind of cover like that. This guy, I think, went in the front. Yeah. This guy went a little more to the back. And I think I'm just going to add this guy kind of popping down. Everything's going to kind of be hidden behind that G. Oh, I like that better. We're going to put this one up. So I have all the stems kind of meeting in one central spot so that it's easier to cover them up. And if you didn't want to do this kind of sentiment at all, you could take like berries or another leaf or the little acorn or something and put it right in the center and put your sentiment somewhere else. You could get a little critter and put it right there in the center. I just like these kind of fun little sprays. I just think they're really cool. Oh, that's really fun, Dawn. Dawn said her daughter comes into her lives occasionally. My kids would absolutely love to be in every single one of my lives. But bedtime is at 8. For anybody who saw Ken's walkthrough earlier, you know that we don't, life happens, but we try to get them up there. They don't have to go to sleep. They can read or they have tablets on my live nights. But my girls are still pretty young to have mastered being quiet that long on their own. So that's kind of the reward. But if they had it their way, they would much prefer to be awake and down here with me. Yeah, Susan, I haven't had any issues gluing on the foil. Once in a while, if I'm pushing too hard and I have a lot of glue on there, it'll slide just a little bit. But as soon as I like let up, it stops. So I'd say that's more user error than the foil's fault. So I put 3 tiny little foam slivers on the back of my sentiment. And I'm gonna carefully get that where I want it and then give it a little squish. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, that's not good. Okay, well, hopefully you guys can still hear me. My headphones just disconnected and reconnected, so that's fun. If you can hear me, there's a delay, but somebody leave me a message in the chat so I know you can hear me. I'm back. Okay, good. Thanks, Susan. Would it be a normal night if something random didn't happen? You know what I mean? Well, here we are. We have two beautiful fall themed cards with our foils. Absolutely so much fun. I cannot wait for you guys to see the rest of this release. I appreciate you coming to hang out with me. I hope you guys love these sneak peeks. I will be back next week with even more of the new items, creating more fall crafty goodness. So if you have any requests, as always, leave them in the comments. I go back every week to double check videos before I plot and plan the next one. But otherwise, I hope that you all have the most amazing weekend. Right, Mary? My headband matches. I'm on theme today. I tried. Even though I'm also in a tank top because it's hot here. It's fall in my heart, okay? But yeah, I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I hope you love the release. I will see you guys back here next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And until then, happy crafting, guys.